Putaria, sandungueo.
Is out in the night, paying it for it and it don't matter the price. Boom boom more than out here moving so right. Get it shaking tonight, dama todo rulay. If you know me, then you know that I would never deny. Tengo mi terio and I will show you tonight. So the putaria has my future so bright, bringing it to the light. Un foqueo rulay. I said it's tape is not for ignorant babosos. Steady rep that 718. Melting pot that done made me famoso. That's from New York City, el verdadero sancocho. Invoco al ongun vale
yo. What's up, Knicks Universe? We are back. It is your guy, Hector, here, Uptown Sports TV, with our new Knicks show. We are the Knicks and Fuego. I am joined by two of the queens from the Knicks Twitter, two of the queens from the Knicks Universe, two dope individuals, Karla and Nikki. Ladies, how you guys feeling tonight?
Hey, I'm good. I'm chilling. It's a rainy day. I love rainy days. And I'm excited to do this. I'm excited.
Yes,
I am too.
Mm-hmm.
A premiere in this. You can't pick a better day to do it with a 4-game winning streak. So this is awesome. Everybody's in a good mood.
Yeah, no, definitely. And being that it's a 4-game winning streak, the New York Knicks did win. It's great that our first episode is when the team is on a high, right? Because when the season started and we was fumbling out the gates, people were hitting the panic button. Knicks Twitter, you know, there's always war and chaos on Knicks Twitter, but it was specifically crazy at the start of the season. But the team figured it out. Karl-Anthony Towns has found his way when it comes to fitting in when that new trade piece, that new signing thing. Jalen Brunson as well. Before we get fully into the conversation, I want to shout out the chat. I want to shout out the folks in the building before we continue. Nostalgic Nick is in the building. My guy, I miss you so much. Salute. Daniel Barry Sports Highlight is in the building. Just Knicks, how you doing? And we got Blood of the Panther, the top moderator of all the moderators out there in the Knicks universe. I miss saying that, Blood. I miss you, my guy. But shout out to you. He put the chat guidelines, Uptown Sports TV. No hate speech or bullying will be allowed. If you violate the terms of service of the guidelines, you will be ejected. It's like that button on the plane. You're gone. Vámonos. This is intended to be a safe space just to have good talks. So, Nikki, Skills, I throw it over to you guys first. Lead the conversation when it comes to the big bodega, Karl-Anthony Towns.
He, to me, is going to be practically an MVP this year with the way he's playing. I wasn't expecting him to play the way he is. I admit it. I was one of those people talking about how he's soft. I retract that statement. There's nothing soft about that man. He's coming out. I don't know, maybe it's the Dominican that's coming out now that he's in the city, but he's coming out with that muscle, with that fire. Maybe it's Patrick Ewing. You never know. I would love to know who's working with him in the actual gym, but to me, we're looking more at a more offensive at. Hopefully we can get him more on that defensive side. But again, the way Nick's Twitter says, we need him more in the paint than where the 3 is.
Definitely. Skills, what's your thoughts?
Yes. Listen, I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't even happy when I heard that we got him in a trade. I was one of those like, you're not about to tell me that I'm supposed to like this guy. Nothing. Nope, wasn't with it. What was it? I think the first game, if I'm not mistaken, the first or the second game and two, 3 games in, I'm like, yo, that's it. I'm sold. I tweeted that like 2-3 days ago. I was like, yo, nobody could ever tell me anything negative about this man. Like, yo, I take everything back. He's been adjusting so far. Good. I don't see, obviously the first few games, it's going to be hard. It's a new team. Like, nobody knows each other. Like, that was going to happen. I feel like everybody has so much expectation, whereas like if that wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to come first game. He was going to ball out and everybody was going to be like, yo, look, that's why, we did the trade. I think he's adjusted already. It could get better. It'll get better, obviously.
Yeah, no, definitely shout out to the Dominican persuasion when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns. I am in Washington Heights right now. I am in Little Dominican Republic, but Karl Anthony Towns, I have been campaigning for Cat. Those of you guys have been following me. You guys know that I've been campaigning for the past few years just because when you look at the skill set that he has, the way that he stretches the floor, I understand there were injury concerns. And when it comes to the Knick fandom, everybody were 50-50 when it comes to Julius Randle, right? Dante DiVincenzo and the whole Nova boys, like we got hype once the trade from Mikal Bridges and the Nova boys that took off. T-shirts were being made. I saw a lot of Knick content creators that were making T-shirts, and now they got to send that overseas and stuff. But a lot of T-shirts were made. We didn't get the Nova boys, and then the trade was announced. Karl Anthony Towns, and you see what we gave up, and you see the amount of money that Karl Anthony Towns it's paid, and everybody's like, this makes no sense. You know, Karl Anthony Towns, like you said, Nikki, people were saying that he was soft. I myself thought that he wasn't probably built for New York. Maybe he needed the right surrounding cast around him. But like Carla said, first few games of the season, I was so defensively, right? You know, yeah, he was a little shaky, but you know, with Tom Thibodeau and with Mikal Bridges and with OG Anunoby, who has been flourishing with Josh Hart as well, I think you have the perfect duo with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, right? You got three guys in Josh Hart, OG, and Mikal Bridges. They move well without the ball. They don't have to have the ball in their hand for them to score. And you see the assists are up in this early part of the season last year, right? And I'll throw it over to Skills and Nikki to get their take on it. Last year, the New York Knicks in 82 games, they only had 10 games with over 30 assists. So far in the 15 games we've played, we have 8 games with 30 or more assists, and that stands out. And you see Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson being the two leaders of that.
Because ISO ball's over. You got rid of Julius, who would hold the ball for about 15 seconds. I know thou shall not speak on the one who's no longer here, but if you were to talk about Julius, he would hold the ball, panic, then just throw it up. Then to me, that will rub off on Jalen in certain instances. But now that everybody is getting with the flow, you got OG actually playing more minutes than he did last year due to all the injuries. Josh is comfortable because he's already in the system. Mikal, we got to get him worked through. But once you got that ball rotating and everybody's hitting, and most importantly, we're hitting shots. From game 1 when we played Boston, where we barely could make a 3, compared to last night, where it felt like we couldn't miss one. If you're hitting shots, the assists are going to be there. So they're one and the same. You need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could say I don't want to say they finally learned. I think they finally noticed that if they don't have it tonight, it's all right. The next man could do it. And I feel like, especially last night's game, I feel like all of them knew that. So it was just like, yo, you know what? Town has it. Okay, he's been a fight. Let's give it to him. Brunson. All right, Hart. And it was just like everybody knew, okay, this is the man right now for this few minutes, like, who has it. Let's give him the ball. Like, I don't have to be the one like, yo, I had to put up those numbers. So I think slowly but surely it's getting there. And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like it's kind of surprising how good they've been in the last few games. Like, obviously still needs improving, but it's been improving. Like, let's go from game 1 until now.
Yeah. No, you definitely seen the improvement and how this team has been playing we're missing guys, right? Obviously, Mitchell Robinson didn't start the season with us. We knew that was a given, but we expected Precious Achua to be a big part of that rotation. We expected Landry Sammet to be a big part of the rotation. Both guys got injured, right? But the Knicks are still figuring out. Even now with Deuce McBride missing a few games, right? Cameron Payne, he has been tremendous as that 6th man, as that guard coming off the bench. I think he has fallen into being the favorite guy or to the inner circle of Tom Thibodeau. But Jericho Sims, Nikki, you brought up in our text earlier when we were talking about the show, Jericho Sims. So I'm gonna throw it to you. Lead us in the conversation when it comes to Sims, especially the last 3 games, how he has been performing when the Knicks went with Hawk Purdy that one game against the Nets to start the winning streak.
The way I looked at it, Knicks fans need a player to bully. For a long time, that was Julius. So this year, it's been Sims. I think he needed to get his flow back. The way I look at it, especially with Deuce, it's kind of like that meat in the fridge that your mom
Mhm.
tells you to take out before dinner. If you sit them for so long, you need to let them defrost, get hot, and get their game going. I think Jericho's finally at that point. The way he's been playing, the hops have been through the roof. I don't think
Yes.
he's missed a dunk in like the last 2, 3 games. He's been getting his flow. And I think with those dunks, it's also raising his confidence. That he's like, if
Mm,
they throw me the ball, I know I can go, I know I can do it. And again, not to bash other players, Mitch, when we used to throw Mitch the ball, he had a problem going straight up. For some reason, as big as he was, he'll go down, touch his toes, then try to go back up. You get blocked. So at least Jericho there, being able to get those rebounds that we missed. I think the first 2 games, our offensive rebounds were horrible. So now with Jericho down there, along with Josh, we're able to get those boards, put the ball back for those second attempts, and get him to build that confidence. So right
mm.
now, I only see him going on an up and up. We pray to the injury gods that we don't get hexed. You see, all these other teams are. So as long as we go this way, I would say take Mitch off the bench. He should be on a minute restriction to come off the first couple of games,
That's a great
especially
point.
since we haven't seen him in so long. Get him comfortable, then rotate him out with Jericho.
Yeah, I got a real clip real quick, and I'll throw it over to Karla to give us her take. But when you look
And
at
that's the
Jericho Sims,
seventh three-pointer by the
this is
Knicks.
with
And Mike, they're
authority. This
shooting
is
such a high
how
percentage
you
because
build
now it's
confidence.
one-on-one. They're
On
getting
the
stops
fast
like
break,
this.
let me mute this before we get hit with copyright. But looking at Jericho Sims, that's what he needed. He needed to be able to start building his confidence, and you see that he's playing now with confidence. Maybe he has some fire under his cartouche after Hot Purdy got some minutes, and Knick fans were screaming for Purdy on Twitter, calling him Julius Randle 2.0. But Karla, I digress. I'll throw it over to you. Shout out to chat as well. We got over 60 people in the building rocking with us on our debut episode. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, click the link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, and smack that like button. Go ahead, Karla.
Honestly, Sim, he's gonna grow, and I truly feel that. Yeah, he will. He's able to ball out. He could be one of those players like, yo, if he gets enough confidence this season, honestly, and he really puts his mind to the game, like, yo, I'm gonna ball out. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Yo, this could be his season. Like, we could be talking about, like, by the end of the season, like, yo, Sims came out. Like, the baby grew up. Like, he's still a baby. Come on, for real. Like, I will forever see him as a baby. Doesn't matter how old he gets, facial hair, his girl over there. Like, he's a baby to me, and
Yeah.
I want to see him grow. Like, he has so much potential, and I feel like, yo, listen, all these players be looking at us on Twitter, seeing what the hell we writing about them, and you never know. The last few games could be that. Like, yo, he starts seeing how everybody's talking shit about him. Like, yo, why is he there? He's just another body on the floor. He's not doing much. And again, every game he's been allowed to play, what is he doing? Improving a little, trying to do a little something. So it's like, let's not be hard on him. I feel like let's keep trying to give him those minutes to see what more can he do. Obviously, if he's not consistent enough, yes, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to, keep playing him when, again, I don't want to go back to as well. Like, yo, so why is he there? Like, what's the point of having Sim on this team?
Yeah. And when you look at his numbers from last night, they're not going to jump off the stat sheet and smack you in the face. But 6 rebounds, 2 of them being offensive rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 2 from the field. And even though those numbers are minimal coming off the bench, he didn't look scared. And that's the one thing with Jericho Sims over the past few years. He kind of looked like a deer in the headlight. I always reference Jericho Sims as, you guys are like baby Rottweilers, right? They're huge and they don't know like how to move their legs. That's what Jericho Sims have been like to me since becoming a Knick when his rookie season. And now you see that he has a little bit of confidence. I know Tom Thibodeau, some people call him the big man whisperer, but having Patrick Ewing now back with the team, right? Having Tom Thibodeau, having Karl Anthony Towns, having some competition in Hawk Purdy as well. This is probably what Jericho Sim needs, and you're seeing the best version of him, right? It's going to be interesting to see what happens when Mitchell Robinson comes back, like Nikki and Skills both said earlier in the show.
Do I really want Mitch back? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, 1 minute, I'm like, yeah. Like, I know what Mitch does for this team. And like, yo, I want to be able to see that too. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, but what if he fucks it up for us? Like, what if this man is just, that's it? Like, he's done. Maybe the New York Knicks is not for him anymore. Like,
Mhm.
it'll just kill me to like, we have all this high hopes for him and he just does shit. Or God forbid, fucking get injured. I'll be tight.
No,
Or keeps
definitely,
posting.
definitely.
Like, I just don't want stuff like that to happen.
Go ahead, Nikki.
And I
You
don't
was
want.
talking about his Instagram posting.
Yeah, if he
Oh,
keeps
yo, yeah.
posting those cryptic posts, driving every right now, we think it's funny because he's not goofing up yet.
What was the
You're
last one
not
he
hurt.
did?
I think it's the one that got him to go get drug tested. That he like flexed on him and he looked kind of big. Then he ended up having to go get drug tested after. Which
Yeah.
the man's down south. He's eating. Like what do you expect? It's just right now you're not goofing up on the court. You already
Hmm.
see how many times when Josh and Jalen were going through their thing, you had fans calling for the roommates podcast to stop. You got to go shoot baskets instead of shooting episodes. Like it right now, you're safe because you're not there yet. But once you're
Hmm.
on there, God forbid, I'm hoping when you come back on your P's and Q's. But if you don't, those posts are going to backlash on you. And the way I look at it, we gave him so many chances. He's the longest tenured Nick. If you get hurt again,
I'm
we got
over
to
it.
ship you out. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
And
done.
what makes it easy is that he is on a very team friendly deal, right? It's
Mhm.
not like he's getting over 20 million or anything like that. He's not even getting over 15 million. So his contract is a team friendly contract. Shout out to the Don Leon Rose and his Mafia crew for getting that contract done. A few folks in the comment section I want to shout out before we continue. Hold on, I think we got someone in there for y'all. Nye says, my babies. So
We love you.
got to show some love. Thank you for stopping by. If you can't, smack the like button, hit the subscribe. My guy Chris K is in the building. Salute to you. TC Stills, how you doing? Forever Ghost says another awesome season for New York Knicks sports on Uptown Sports TV. Absolutely goes. Jonathan says, Hector, another stream. Yeah, I had Yankee show in the morning, and I'm now here rocking out with the Queens of Knicks Twitter. Yes, Shanti is in the building. And Blood of the Panther says, Karl, Mama Shusi appearance will be coming. Yes, I would love to see Karl Anthony Towns at Mama Shusi. I will be
Yo,
there. You know, it's literally down the block for
imagine.
me. Jonathan Schnapp is in the building. Yes, we're shouting you out. How you doing, my guy? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. But let's pivot the convo just a little bit. I want to talk about Jalen Brunson, right? And the captain of the New York Knicks, right? On the season, 25.2 points per game. He is 11th in the NBA, 2.9 rebounds. We don't expect him to do much on that. 7.3 assists, 9th, top 10 in the NBA when it comes to assists. 47.6 from the field goal. And when both Karl Anthony Towns, who is shooting at the 50% clip from the 3-point line, and Jalen Brunson shooting 40% from the 3-point line, it allows Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and OG Anunoby to cut the floor and move without the basketball. And you see why the Knicks offense is the number 1 top rated offense in all of basketball. Is that something that could be sustained? Hopefully. I have faith in the squad, but when it comes to Jalen Brunson, I know he got off to a slow start to the season. I look at that one, him coming back from the broken hand. I think him breaking his hand and having surgery probably, led to that, but also trying to be the guy who's the captain, but still understand that you have a guy like Karl Anthony Towns that you have to get into the offense, and you have to get Knick fans accustomed to Karl Anthony Towns. So I think Jalen Brunson did a great job with getting Karl Anthony Towns comfortable. He's having the best start to his career. We'll get more into his stats. But Karla, I'll throw it over to you. Lead us when it comes to Mr. Jalen Brunson.
Listen, I literally a few weeks. I was telling Nikki knows. I literally was kind of worried about Brunson because he's been inconsistent. And it's just like, I get it. We just started. It's still, I guess we could still say it's too early on in the season. So it's okay. We're going to let him, pass. We're not going to talk too much shit and that he's our captain. But I don't know. Me personally, like that was my question. Like, should we be worried about Jalen Brunson, how he's been playing? But again, like every Nick, every game that's been happening, every player has been improving. And I feel like, especially with last night's game, I feel like it got in more his head where he's like, yo, I don't have to be him every night.
Mhm.
Yo, again, now,
Mm-hmm.
like you just said, Hector, I have Towns who's here, who, yo, he could be him. Okay. Again, also too with Hart. Hart could be him. OG could be him. Like any of these, like I feel like he's finally, like last night was it for him that he noticed like, yo, all right, I could chill. If I got it, I got it. I'm gonna let it be known, like, yo, I gotta give me the ball, whatever the case might be. But
Mm-hmm.
if I don't have it tonight, that's fine. The next man
Yeah.
has it. That's
Yeah.
just how I feel. Like I feel like with last night's game, even though I didn't see it because it was too late. I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw the highlights this morning. I couldn't. I fell asleep before the game even started. Because I'm gonna just close my eyes real quick.
Yeah.
Knock the hell out.
Yeah. Same.
But
Nikki,
seeing
what's your oh, sorry. Go ahead, Karla. Sorry.
no, just quick. Just seeing everything that I saw about last night's game. Listen, I think it got to his head, and he'll be good. I don't think we gotta. Well, I don't gotta question him no more.
Yeah.
No, the way I look at it is him as the captain, which is this is his first season being the captain. He holds himself responsible with so much with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when it comes to Jalen, you can already tell when he gets these accolades and these positions, he takes that stuff serious. He doesn't goof around. So I'm thinking he's trying to get Cat hot. He's trying to get Mikhail in his role. He's trying to get adjusted without Dante. So he's taking all of that responsibility because again, you as captain, you're the one holding the crown.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who gets shot first when anything happens, especially
Mhm.
again being the point guard. So I'm thinking now that he's not forcing everything, because you could tell the first couple games when everybody's off, he forces it. Then when he forces it, it's too obvious. When he goes
Mm-hmm.
down in the paint and he throws his
Great point.
body up, you already know they're not going to give him those calls, especially now with all those changes that they did. So he's trying to go fish for certain stuff, but they're not going to give it to you. So it's just him moving his game around, not trying to go and foul bait, get everybody accumulated to everybody. So I'm thinking now that, where is it? We're at game 12, I believe, going into the weekend. Hopefully he keeps his mojo. Again, he got the fire back with the shot. And if you remember game one in Boston, he tweaked the hand. I think it
Yeah.
was in the second quarter, the third quarter, when he touched it and he kept grabbing it. So who
Mm-hmm.
knows if that was a re-aggravation and it took a couple games to come back. Again, he's not the player who's going to take himself out. So hopefully now he got it back. We just got to ask that he maintains it. But I think most importantly,
Consistent.
being the point guard, keep that ball rotation. You don't always have to be the first one. Give it to OG,
Mm-hmm.
Josh, Cat,
Right.
whomever. You got more
Right.
options than you did a year ago.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And like Shanti says, right? And shout out to Shanti and shout out to everybody that's in the chat. He's been looking a lot better over these past few games. And I think he's
Mhm.
found his shot now. I think he feels comfortable now with Karl
Right.
Anthony Towns and with Mikal Bridges. Don't let that go past your head. Like coming into the season, one, he lost Dante DiVincenzo, and there was a lot of noise with
Mhm.
that. And we saw it in the preseason how people they made something out of nothing. That really was chaos that happened. But I think with Jalen Brunson, one thing that we have to remember is that when Jalen Brunson operates in the paint, he's one of the best and most efficient players that are out there on the field. And I'm on the court in the NBA. On the field, I'm still used to baseball lingo, but on the court, Jalen Brunson is one of the most efficient guys out there on the court. And having a guy like Karl Anthony Towns who helps space the floor tremendously, I'm not gonna just let that slide. This allows Jalen Brunson to operate. So if teams decide, you know what, we're gonna double and triple team Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has shown us so far the willingness to pass the ball and get other people involved. And that's the one thing people have been criticizing him, not being
Mhm.
more of a willing passer. People criticizing the fact that last year, towards the end of the game, he got tired and he wore out towards the end of the game because all of the minutes. And you've seen so far this season, Tom Thibodeau have a different scheme when it comes to
Mhm.
controlling the minutes for some players. Sometimes Jalen Brunson's not bringing up the court. That's a way to keep Jalen Brunson fresh, right? Is either Josh Hart's bringing it up the court or is Cameron Payne, depending on if he's in the game with Jalen Brunson or not, right? So
Mhm.
those are ways that you can keep Jalen Brunson fresh. So in that fourth quarter, he can hit the gas and not be gassed out in the last few minutes.
Right.
And it allows
Nope.
Oh, you muted.
We missed you a little.
Can you hear me now?
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay, my bad. No, but it allows Josh Hart when you give him the ball to go get those fast breaks. How many
Hmm.
times you see him? He gets those quick layups. He moves the ball. He gives us a faster pace sometimes. So hopefully, even when Deuce, sometimes they had Deuce go up. So hopefully they give him more breaks. I think someone who needs more breaks is OG. To me,
Hmm.
it seems like he cannot keep his body off of the floor. Every time he
Yeah.
hits the floor, my heart
Oh
drops.
God, I get nervous.
You seen how many times he fell yesterday? He even looked confused, like, how did I get down here? So hopefully they start to give him some breaks. He's been cooking. You already know some off games. It throws him off the game. So
Hmm.
I understand why you keep him in so long so he can remain hot and have the rhythm. But he's another one you got to give some breaks to. But he
Right.
might be that third scorer that you need along with Cat
Yeah.
and Jalen.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The way he's been playing, yeah. I think so. I think he definitely should be, because he could be the one that listen. If they got a rest and he's the one on the floor only, we could
Hmm.
trust. I'll feel comfortable enough. But like, especially if he's hot that night, yeah,
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And put him in the
No.
dunk contest. The
Oh,
way he's
that
been
too,
dunking,
for
throw him in the dunk
sure.
contest.
You
Mhm.
talking
Yeah.
about OG in the dunk contest?
Why
Yeah.
not?
What? Yeah.
Listen, because I don't want to
Come
see
on.
him get hurt. I don't want my
That's
man
true.
out
That's
there
true.
cocking it
I don't
back,
think he'll get
hurting his
hurt.
wrist,
No.
pulling
I just
last.
also think it'll be
Mark it,
funny
save that.
because
Watch, look, screenshot this shit, right? Because if OG Ananobi pulls his hamstring trying to go up for a dunk, I'm gonna
no,
replay this, all right, Carla?
We're gonna
no. No, nothing's gonna nah, stop. Don't say that. Nothing's gonna happen. He's gonna be fine. It's just I wanna see him because yo, he's so funny without trying to be funny.
Yes,
Like,
he
yes,
is.
yo, I wanna chill with him. Like, I wanna be his best friend because I wanna
yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, when I was at the and shout out to the Knicks Omni fan ladies, they are amazing.
Hmm.
Those are familiar. That's family.
They
Make sure
Yes.
you
are.
guys follow them on social media. They invited me with them to the game Knicks versus Nets, and I went there, had early access to like the warm-ups, went down there, and the way that OG Anunoby, even though he had to get his work in, he had to get his warm-ups, the way he went out of his way to go and talk to the kids that were on the sidelines, is watching him warm up, taking pictures and talking to every kid individually. There was like over 30 kids, and OG Anunoby
Wow.
literally took his time to talk to every kid and take a picture with every kid. And shout out to OG. That stuff right there is stuff that I think athletes, they need to start getting praised for, because some people,
Hmm.
they don't like signing autographs or getting involved with the fans like that. But shout out to OG, definitely is a good guy. Shout out to my guy I-95 Bully in the building. Bully, how you doing? Shout out to my
Bro.
guy Bully. Like I said, Bully and Blood of the Panther, they've been behind the scenes like A&Rs helping me put this show together. So shout out to my guy Bully. Shout out to Blood of the Panther as well, the top moderator of all the moderators out there on Knicks, in the Knicks universe. We got over 60 people rocking out with us. We're sitting on 21 likes on YouTube. If you guys can, smack that like button, right? We need to get as many likes as we can to get more Knicks fans in the conversation. We are at 4,455 subscribers on the channel, on our way to 5K. So if you can, hit the subscribe button so we could, keep it going. Just to switch things up just a little bit, there have been trade rumors going around. The Leon Rose is looking to upgrade the team. What is going to happen when Mitchell Robinson comes back? Nikki, I'll throw it over to you. Give us your take when it comes to any trades, these rumors going on. I'll try to find something on Twitter so I can pull up for the screen. Go ahead.
I wouldn't trade him yet. I think it's too soon, to be honest, when it comes to Mitch. Um, yeah, I wouldn't trade him yet. I'm not so completely on Jericho. Especially how Porty, the guy's a rookie. I wouldn't trade him yet. Give him a
Mhm.
chance to up his trade value. Right now, his trade value is at Filene's basement. If you remember Filene's basement, it's not Filene's, it's where you go when you find stuff on discount. That's where he's at. He needs to bring it back up there, get his value up, see that the man's been working in the gym. Then hopefully I'll say trade him once he gets a little bit hot. I just think it's a little too soon to get rid of him. Right now, I wouldn't touch a thing, to be 100% honest. I want it. I want
Right.
to trade Deuce. Um, who else you would go to trade? What, Kolick? Right now, I want to trade anything. I will leave it as is.
I'm
No,
happy with how the team is. I don't know about y'all, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I
Besides,
was gonna say I agree definitely. I'll throw it over to you, Carl. Let me just shout out the chat real quick. D Coolish is in the building. My guy D, how you doing? Salute. Wilson Dang is in the building. Jacob Petruzzi, and then we got our guy Rick from Far Rock. Shout out to Rick from Far Rock.
Hey.
The Murder Mommies of
Rick.
Knicks X is in the building. Tuned in. My guy Rick from Far Rock, bro. I used to live on Mott Ave, bro. I went to 104, bro. If you from Far Rock, stand up, but keep killing, Carla. Sorry about that.
No worries. Honestly, I'm okay with this team how it is. Besides Mitch, I don't know. I know I'm like yes and no, but I am more on the no. Let's get rid of him. I don't know for who, because yeah, I really wouldn't know. I feel like the team how it is. I'm okay until obviously it's not okay, and then it's just like yo, that's it. I'm done. I'm over it. But I don't know, guys. I don't want Mitch no more. I'm over it. I don't know. I'm over it. Like I know, yeah, like no, let's keep him. I don't know, guys.
It's a again.
I feel like y'all gonna tell me, yeah, Carla was right. Skill
No,
was right. Why?
we'll get
Why?
the t-shirts made. Carla was right. We'll start selling them. All right, we'll get the t-shirts made. But when it comes to Mitchell Robinson, right, like you guys said earlier, every season there's somebody for Knick fans to pick on. And I think Mitchell Robinson is going to fall into that category because of the injury concerns, because of not being available or his availability. Sometimes, one of the OGs in Knicks fandom, Uncle Ron, man, always used to say, your best ability is availability, right? And when you look at Mitchell Robinson, the one thing he has been lacking is availability when we need him. Again, I can't knock the guy for freak injuries, right? He can't control Joel Embiid grabbing his foot and causing him to get an injury after coming back from an injury. That's out of his control. So that's not 100% on him. But when it comes to improving this team, it's still November 21st, right? You still have to wait for some guys who were signed in the offseason to reach a certain amount of days before they could get traded. Maybe some trades will happen, but I would say right now, and Leon Rose, I trust. Okay. And Leon Rose, I trust. Whatever that man does, I believe in him. Look at where we are right now, right? This is the first time as a Knick fan that we've had these many years of consistency, of actually making the playoffs, of having a front office that's competent. I mean, we've gone through how many years of Tom Thibodeau and we haven't fired him, right? Normally, after 3 years, we're getting rid of a head coach. 2 years, we're getting rid of a head coach. We've had Tom Thibodeau longer than some people it's been in high school, right? So that's something when it comes to the New York Knicks, it's a change. It's a change in the culture. It's a change in the fandom, and it's a change in the organization. And I'm happy to say that I'm a Knicks fan in 2024.
Me
We
too.
can finally
Listen,
dust our stuff off.
literally, I think right now the only men's I trust in right now is Leon and Steve Cohen. Those are the only men right now. Listen, look at where both teams. No, I had to throw in my Mets in there real quick, but look how far we've all gone under them, under the owner. So I'm okay. I'm happy. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm proud to be a Knicks fan. Like I'm gonna talk my stuff back when somebody wants to talk. No, I'm the only one who could talk about shit about my team. You can't if you're not a Knicks fan. Like don't.
It's true.
Don't.
I remember the
Oh,
years of Phil Jackson when we had
Oh
Phil
God.
my
Jackson
God. Yo,
and Isaiah Thomas, and it's like, but what are you doing?
depressing.
I'm convinced it was self-sabotage. You came here, you just wanted to blow things up and
You
make it
think
look
so?
bad so your little pretty Lakers over there can keep going. It's kind of like the way, God forgive me, it's kind of like what Aaron Rodgers is doing to the Jets. Like, why did you go there just to goof up? Like really? Because it just looks so bad. Like it's like, come on. The way I compare it is that compared to like the Stephon Marbury days, where it's like you got your one superstar, but you're not accomplishing anything. You put all these pieces around.
Yeah.
We went through every player on his final rotation out the league. Who we had Tracy McGrady, um,
Steve Francis, Jerome
everybody.
James.
Yes, that's what I'm like.
Ugh.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Then even Mello, when Mello was here, which again, that's not a topic you want to get into with me. I think you don't want to go there. I think he's a little bit overrated just for being from New York. He really already, if you look at what he accomplished compared to Jalen, Jalen's doing more already compared to Melo. So
Hold on, Woody.
Stop.
Shout out to Woody in the chat. Woody said, "Why you got to bring up Aaron Rodgers? Jet fans are catching strays out here, Wood. All right, that's why. Shout out to my guy Woody
Christina
in the
Green.
building. One of the guys from the pop-off show that is live every Friday, right? Make sure you guys tune in. We got Woody, we got Gene Fitzpatrick, we got my guy Caleb Pickett as well, Nigel Donner, right? Great guys. They do an amazing show on the channel. Make sure you guys tune in. If you guys didn't know, Caleb Pickett is one of the executive producers from Cobra Kai. So they got the new season out. So make sure you guys go out there and check it. But Woody, love you, my guy. Thank you for tuning in. When it comes and Cheesy Soulcase, shout out to my guy Cheesy Soulcase, right? He's a Knick and a Met fan, so he could be friends with Karla. You guys could be cool together, right? But Cheesy
Yeah.
Soulcase, just to let everybody know, check out that profile pic. My man's a chef and he be cooking stuff up, right? Go on Instagram, look up Cheesy Soulcase. He has the goods. One thing I want to say. When it comes to like the new wave of like Knick fans and the new wave of just his team, it's weird to say, right? Because we were talking about Mitchell Robinson. It's weird to say Mitchell Robinson is the longest tenure Knick on the team. And saying that after beating the Phoenix Suns, who had David Fizdale on the bench, when the camera went over and lined up, camera 3 shot A lined up to David Fizdale smiling when the team is getting blown out, that right there, one, it was PTSD seeing him on the sideline during the game. That's one. But two, seeing that we have a competent team and that man's on the other side of it, right? Because when David Fizdale came, I was sold. That man, he hook, line, and sinker. I was sold. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. He was saying all the right things. We're gonna make Emmanuel Mudiay great again. We're gonna make you good. This, that, and third. Mudiay, we gonna look good. We gonna do some good things with you. And then the disaster happened, right? And now we had to go through the rebuild. And you brought up the teams from before, right? Knick teams from before. The issue with those teams were they were trying to do the quick fix instead of the actual rebuild, and let's take our time and do it the right way, like Leon Rose did. They were trying to go for the quick fix, and we brought in guys who were super talented, like Stephon Marbury, Brooklyn legend. I'm a big Marbury fan. I was wearing the Starbury sneakers in high school. Kids was making fun of me and shit, but still, I was still wearing them in high school. We did it the right way, and now we have a front office that we could trust in. We was able to move our draft picks properly to get Karl Anthony Towns, and now we have the #1 offense in the NBA. And the question is that sustainable? How far do you think we can go?
I was just about to ask that. I'm like, yo, I think we could go like cash for you to the playoff.
Heck yeah, why not? If anything, I would say ECF. What we need to get our in line is the defense. And I think we're in the perfect role to do that because you have a defensive minded coach. I wasn't expecting the offense to come off the way it did. We still had to get everybody hot. Everybody needed to play the position. Right now, they already got that done. So the easy stuff, now getting your defense back. This is what Tibbs does. He already knows. It's just everybody buying into the system, sticking with their people. Because even yesterday, we gave away a lot of points to Phoenix. Like still, what was it, like 100 and something? We can't do that. I know gone are the days where you have Nick Miami games that end 73 and 78. We're not going to do that anymore. So it's just getting them at least keep them in the beginning hundreds, 101, 90 something. Do something. And again, the Achilles heel of Thibodeau is guarding the 3. That's been the problem since he's been here. So it's just trying to find out maybe, who is it, Maurice Cheeks? Maybe you know a little something that we can figure something out. He's new. So we got to even keep that in mind. So let's see if that changes throughout the season. But I'm saying as long as we can get the defense in line, I say ECF. I'm not scared of no one in the East Coast. Not even Boston. I'm sorry.
That's called standing on business. Go ahead, Karla.
It's true though. I mean, yeah, I don't want to even be doubtful about it because I hate having my hopes up, but whatever. I feel like, yeah, we could all the way to win a chip. why not? Look how
Mm-hmm.
far we got last year. If it wasn't for injuries, let's be for real. Yeah, I think we would have went all the way. I feel like we would have.
Mm-hmm.
If we was a healthy ass team, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You're
No,
not telling me
100%.
nothing. Man, you're not
Mm-hmm.
about to sit here and tell me, yo, no, look where we at. And look, now this year we have pretty much a whole new team and the chemistry is great. And this is
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing it now, early on in the season. Now imagine when
Yeah.
we're already at the end of the season. And
Mm-hmm.
God willing, we're not, injuries, no, everybody's good. Hopefully we have a healthy team.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine how that chemistry would be then. I see us
Mm-hmm.
going all the way. I mean, if we do get a trade, trade, whatever we gotta
Mm-hmm.
do, I hope that doesn't fuck us up. I hope it doesn't. Now we have a new person. Now we're gonna be a few games. Damn, nobody could catch the rhythm. That's
Yeah.
my biggest fear. That we do this already a little bit more in the season. It's like, damn, now here
Mm-hmm.
goes a few games where we should have won, but
Mm-hmm.
because we get this one new person, nobody knows how to adjust. Now we gotta be back at point A. Like that's just my biggest fear. That's it.
Yeah. And that's a great point you mentioned, right? And when people were like going crazy and losing their mind on Twitter when the team was struggling, one thing that I kept bringing up was the fact that last year's team around this time was like at
Mm-hmm.
500. They were fighting to stay above 500 last year around this time. It wasn't until we made the OG Anunoby trade and we went
Mm-hmm.
16-3 in January or 18-3, whatever that was, that crazy run we went on in January, and we looked like the best team in the NBA for the month of January into February before the injuries happened. So last year's team, it took time to figure it out.
Right.
This year's team, even though they're still figuring out, guys understand defensive schemes now. They're starting to pick that
Mm-hmm.
up. Guys understand, all right, when Jalen has the ball here and Cat has the ball there, I could run around and do whatever I can. When you have Josh Hart, who's looking like, and somebody brought it up. I think I was listening to WFAN, and somebody brought it up. Somebody called in and said Josh Hart is out there looking like a young Russell Westbrook when he was with the
Mm-hmm.
OKC Thunder. When it comes to assists, when it comes to scoring, and when it comes to rebounding, I understand not on the same level as Russell Westbrook, but when it comes to that stat line, points, assists, and rebound, Josh Ford is a 6'4" powered forward, averaging 12 to 13 rebounds in the NBA. Yes, the stat line may have OG Anunoby as a power forward, but we all know Josh Hart is the power forward. And to see Josh Hart and what he gives to your team, that extra oomph that Josh Hart has, that's something that doesn't pop on the stat sheet. That's something that those are intangibles that you can't teach. A player has to have that
Mm-hmm.
inside. And those are the players that can help take your team to the next level when it comes to that championship. If there was ever, to answer Carla's question, if there was ever a time that this team was close to winning the championship, this is the closest that I ever seen in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Hell
agree.
yeah. Yeah. And if you think
Especially
otherwise, I don't know what to tell you.
especially compared to 99, because I'm an 80s baby. I actually remember 99. 99 was a fluke. It was a fluke. That wasn't supposed to happen. They had their own injuries the way we did last season. Ewing went out versus Indiana. You had what was it, the lockout season, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you were to
Uh-huh.
compare
Mm-hmm.
99 the last season, this is a actually established team by the front office. 99
Mm-hmm.
was luck. That was straight luck. And
Mm-hmm.
the hit what Carla was saying in regards to the trades, if we bring one person, if it would change it up, I gotta go with Hector and Leon we trust. He did it with Josh. What happened? He did it with OG. What happened? You want to do it again? Okay, three
You're
times the
right.
charm. I'ma trust you. I'ma trust
I
you.
mean, you're right, but I
Hopefully,
don't know. I'm just
yeah.
scared. Like, I want us to go all the way. Like, bro, a New York team that I root for has to go all the way. I'm tired of being heartbroken.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? And I know you're both a Met fan and a Knicks fan, right? And this is something that my uncle used to tell me because he was both a Knicks fan, well, all three, Nick, Mets, and Jets. Rest in peace to
Oof.
my uncle who passed away. But this is what he used to tell me, right? Because he used to say that I'm a Yankee fan, I'm spoiled. But he would say people who are Knicks fans and Met fans, they make great husbands and wives because they show you they can love something unconditionally and not expect shit back in return. And that's what Karla is. She is The Rock. She is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Literally, because I just hate having my hopes up. Like, bro, it's hard out here being a Knicks and a Mets fan. Like I say, I must love fucking pain because look what teams I decide of. I love being heartbroken. I love being upset. Clearly, like,
Yeah. Man,
so
let me
I'm scared about that trade. Like, I don't know, guys.
Let me just shout out some folks to the chat real quick before we continue. I-95 Bully brings up a great point. We have a championship offense, just needs the defense to be average or slightly above average. And like we were saying earlier, I think as the season goes on, people will start getting comfortable. And we got Precious Achua, who's starting to make his way back. Mitchell Robinson will be back in January. And I hate to say it because it's very cliche, especially in baseball. That's like acquiring someone in a trade. When you get guys back, when you get guys healthy, that's like getting someone who was just released from a team or getting someone via trade, right? So that's a great point from Billy. My guy Keyshawn is in the building. Keyshawn, how you doing, my guy? And then Tom from Huntington is in the building. Salute. And D Coolers brings up a point about Mitch, and we can have this convo real quick. Name a center as cheap as Mitch when it comes to getting rebounds and offensive rebounds he gets. I do understand that. That's why I feel Mitchell Robinson, if he comes back off the bench, he would be the best backup center in the NBA. It's just you have, in order for this offense to work that the Knicks have, you have to have Karl Anthony Towns as the stretch five. He has to be the stretch five. You can't, because the reason why OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart can cut and get easy layups like that is because Mitchell Robinson's not out there, and people don't have to worry about Mitchell Robinson shooting threes. They're clogging the paint, right? Julius Randle is not out there. Even though Julius Randle could knock down that three ball, people didn't respect him, and they were still clogging the paint, thinking that he was going to drive. Having a guy like Karl Anthony Towns as your stretch five, who is shooting a career high 50% from the three-point line, you can't leave him open. You have to double team, or his man has to press up on him. And same thing with Jalen Brunson, and that's a lot that allows the paint to open up and get the points that happens.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Because how many times you see where they double him and you catch OG right under the hoop, or you catch Josh cut into the hoop. So if you have Mitch, it's just going to clog up the paint. Yeah, you get your offensive rebounds, but the ball isn't going to move as smoothly as it does now. Again, if you remember last season when you had Mitch in the game compared to iHeart, it was like day and night. Because iHeart used to move that ball even with his passes. Mitch couldn't move it that way. So if you were to even switch it back and forth, slow the game down, and let them get their rest and switch it up, it gives you the upper hand as well. So, yeah. I agree with getting him off the bench.
Shout out to John from Still Nick Fans, my guy, my man, Pots and Pans. If you guys don't know, Ron and John from Still Nick Fans, amazing guys, amazing content creators. Please go out there and support them. Cheesy Soul Clay say, glad to have you back talking Knicks. I'm glad to be back, especially with Karla and Nikki, because we're killing it. We're rocking out. We got over 80 people in the building, folks. Over 45 on YouTube. Smack that like button. We have 28 likes on YouTube. So all you lazy folks out there, right? Go to there. Take your finger and just tap the like button. It's just three seconds. It's all it takes. Go ahead, Karla. Go ahead, Karla. You guys got to find I'm very annoying, right? So this is the first episode. I'm very, this is how I am. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Don't worry. Listen, if we're still on Midge, y'all know how I feel about Midge. I'm not. Nothing is gonna change. Like I'm sorry. I can't sit here and talk the way y'all just talk. I can't. No. I don't even. I mean, whatever. I mean, listen. Whatever you say, if it works out, it's cool. It's fine. He should have been gone since last season. Sorry. That's just how I feel. I'm over Midge. Sorry, I can't bring
Hey,
myself to say anything good.
hey, listen, that's how I felt for years when it came to Mike D'Antoni, right? So trust me, I
Mm,
understand your feeling. Shout out to Loaf Breadman who is in the building. He says, I think if there's one guy in the rotation who's kind of expendable, it's probably Mitch. Precious has proven a lot to me in the playoffs and preseason, and he can function as a hub too. I definitely gotta agree with that. What you get out of Precious Achua, and shout out to Precious Achua, Karl, I know you like because he's a Met fan also, but Precious
of course.
Achua being from New York City, right? He understands the hustle and bustle of us Knicks fans, right? So when you see Precious Achua out there on the court, he kind of has the same motor like Josh Hart. He does the
Mhm.
little things
Right.
that don't show up on the stat sheets that only you can see from using your eyes and watching the actual game. So it's a little bit early for me when it comes to making trades because we haven't seen this team full as a whole with Precious and Mitch
Right.
coming off of the bench. So if we get those two and have Mitchell Robinson as the backup center and Precious Achua as the backup power forward coming off of the bench, I think that's something that we have to see first, evaluate before we go out there and just make a trade.
Right. That's how I feel about the whole trade. It's like with the Nova boys, Nova Knicks, I think what hurt me more was we never got to see that,
Mhm.
we got stuck with what ifs. And I think that's why so many people felt type of way when Dante and Julius got traded. It was just
Mhm.
like, damn, there was all this hype, like how you said earlier on, Hector, like it was all over everywhere. People were making merch about the Nova Knicks and Nova boys.
Mhm.
Listen, I was hyped too. I was ready to be like, yo, I'm gonna talk so much shit about my team, not about my team, but about my team, good stuff
Mhm.
that listen, yo. And so when that trade happened, it's just like, damn, we will
Yeah.
always have that, yo,
What if?
what if it would have worked out? Like I wanted to see it till it then be like, you know what? It's
Mhm.
not working out. We thought it was, it sounded
Yeah.
great, but you know what? Now it's not. Okay, let's do some trades. Let's move who we need to. Let's get who we
Mhm.
need to. And that's what I feel right now about this team where I'm like, I'm happy how it is.
Mhm.
I don't want to. I don't feel like we need to do need anybody else or switch anybody else besides Mitch, whatever. Um, I want to see how it could be. Like I don't want
Mhm.
to get again where like, yo, my God, we have so much potential and boom, somebody is gone. It's like, damn, again, what if? Well, like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna really be tight if we don't fucking win. And it's like, bro, you see, like taking it back on some Thanos shit. Like, damn, you see, if we would have never done this, we would have won. But no, like, I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm tired. I want to win.
Yeah, just like Bully says, if you guys can keep on smacking that like button for the ladies, got out to 30, hit 35 for them. Absolutely, keep on smacking the like button as the season goes on. We're gonna start just to let everybody know, and I throw it over to Nikki to get her take when it comes to what the question. Just so you guys know, we'll have one or two of the pregame report. This is just a debut episode. Just so you guys know, we will be bringing back the open panel to have conversation with the Knicks. But one thing I got to know, in order for us to drop the link for the open panel, y'all got to interact with the hearts and emojis that's on the side of the chat. As soon as that gets to over 10K, we drop the link for the open panel going forward, and you guys can come up to have conversation with us. But we only dropping it when it hits 10K, right? Today's episode is just a debut episode. Y'all got to worry about it. But if you want to smack the emojis, interact with them, go ahead and do it. All those things, it helps us out when it comes to the algorithm on YouTube. It's annoying for me to keep on saying it, right? I'm losing my voice, but interact with it. Help us out. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Nikki, go ahead so I can sip my water.
No, when it comes to Precious, if you remember last year, towards the end of the season, he was even doing certain moves you would see Julius do, going in the paint, backing down, trying to take some shots. So hopefully, if we can get him on the floor, even giving us some type of offense, it'll help us. The more offense we can get from everybody, we already know when it comes to Precious, we're going to get that defense. That's not even a question. But if he can give us something, in regards to what, maybe 8, 10 points,
Mhm.
it'll help. So yeah, right now I don't want to trade anybody. Out to me, there's no one out there that's catching my eye yet. Based off
Right.
of what I'm seeing with league pass and everything. No one, like, if we have the people, I want to go for them. So
Yeah.
maybe it's too soon for everybody. If you were to look at our position compared to everybody else, I got to shout out our bro Billy. We got rich people problems right now. Compared what we got compared to Philly, compared to a lot of other teams. Right now, we're okay. We don't gotta panic. We panicked when we did this cat move when we
Mhm.
found out Mitch wasn't coming until January. Right now, January is around the corner and we're above 500. So let's just keep this train trucking, stay above 500, see what happens with him. Then, if anything, if we gotta move, then we move.
I
Right,
like this for a
exactly.
first episode because you brought up the Karl Anthony's Town trade without even knowing that's what I wanted to talk about next, right? But before we get to that, shout out to Al Diddy that's in the chat who says free daps in here. Shout out to Skills and Nikki. Shout out to Al Diddy for being in the chat. Ally State of Mind is in the building. Shout out to you, my guys. Salute, salute, salute. He says Cat opens up the floor, but Hart shooting as good as he has is truly allowing our offense to open up because this man can't because his men can't double Brunson. Absolutely. And then we got my guy Nice in the building. Nice de lo mío que lo que presidentao. Shout out to my guy Nice. Salute, salute, salute. But you brought up the Karl Anthony Towns trade, right? And before we get out of here, let's just take a step back and talk about not only him, but the different moves that happened this offseason, right? Because somebody in the chat, and this is my time to shit on the Philadelphia 76ers. Paul George re-injured the same knee, 34 years old, all that draft capital and money they had to give up for Paul George. That was the one thing I was worried during this offseason that Leon Rose, if he makes that type of move, that's an Isaiah Thomas move. That's an Ernie Grunwald type of move. That's a move that former GMs, Phil Jackson, that's a move that those guys made and hurt our franchise. The fact that he was able to get Karl Anthony Towns for what he gave up. I know it was Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, but you didn't give up 6 first-round picks. I think that's important. Yes, we gave up 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, but you got to do that because they're your crosstown rival. That's just like the Mets and Yankees making a trade. There's a tax that's going to be on it. You're going to have a little extra to give up. So I want to get your take on it, right? Karla, if you want to go first and then throw it over to Nikki. When it comes to the Karl Anthony Towns trade, how do you grade it? Well, do you miss Julius Randle and Dante, or are you happy with Cat?
Yeah, yes and no. So yes, obviously from what we've seen, I'm not sitting here talking shit about Cat. I can't. As much as I at first, I wasn't happy. As I said, I wasn't happy. Nobody, a lot of Knicks fans weren't happy. And look, he started playing and he shut me off. She shut me up. That's it. Like, I'm a fan. I saw this the other night, tweeted. I was like, so are we getting a Cat jersey? Because not for nothing, I low-key want one. So I'm very pleased. I can't complain until he gives me a reason to complain. Until he's the inconsistent one, But until then, keep shutting me up. I'm okay. I'm happy. Do I miss Dante and Julius? Yeah, because again, it's just the whole going back. What if? What if having everybody would, we'll be I don't know, like just everybody would be talking about us like, yo, look, these Knicks, that's it. They've been winning games, Like I don't know. At the same time, I'm also like, what if they were really not Dante, but Julius? Like, what if it really was a problem? Because look, he leaves and look how we at now. You got me? Like, I mean, can we really complain? No. So it's like, damn, I don't know, but whatever. We're going to talk about right now. I'm happy. I'm good. Again, I don't want to touch anybody in this team until it is shown like, all right, yeah, guys, something's not working out no more. We got to make a move.
Yeah, no, facts. Nikki, what's your thoughts on it? And again, folks, smack that like button. We got over 50 people in the building on YouTube, over 90 overall. Smack the like button. Like I said, over 50 on YouTube for a debut episode is amazing. Go ahead, Nikki.
When it comes to the Cat trade, I'm not too mad at it. Mentally, me at least, I think Julius was already checked out. I think he already knew he was on his way out the door. I think he was fed up with the fans already. Because the way I look at it, no matter what that boy did, ever since this happened, he couldn't get his mojo back. Which the way I look at it is like, wait, you're New Yorkers, you're tough, right? Why are we still complaining about this? But
Mhm,
at the end of the day, this is a guy who changed the whole environment of the team. He came here,
mhm.
started the ball rolling, so you got to give credit to Julius.
Facts.
Comparing Julius the cat is comparing apples to oranges. They
Yeah,
don't
Right.
cover the same thing. So that whole narrative needs to stop. You
yeah,
see, Julius, he was struggling when he first got into Minnesota, the way Cat was when he got here. So it's going to take some time. If anything, I miss Dante more than I miss Julius because you can
mm,
tell, even in certain interviews, that man did not want to leave. Julius was like, okay,
No.
we wanted to get out of the condo, we were
He
looking
was
for
happy.
houses. Julius was
Right.
out. Dante wanted
Sad.
to stay with his boys. And and even the way he talked about what was it, game 6 in versus
mhm.
Philly, that shot, that's a lasting impression. You're not going to get that playing
Yeah,
in any other arena the way you get it in MSG. That leaves you. If I'm willing to put a bet that if that boy gets to pick where he's going to go, he's going to come back.
yeah.
Mark my words, I think Dante might make his way back. Even I think iHeart might make his way back. I think he feels a certain type of way. You
You
give
think
someone a
so?
check, yeah. If you give him a check like that, where he just had a newborn baby, based off of the roles he played on the Clippers, and this is what I'm getting after a couple
Mhm.
seasons in New York, hell yeah, I'm gonna go to OKC. But when they interview him about New York, he doesn't say anything negative.
Yeah, it's all
So
love.
who knows? Yeah, who knows? But again, originally I didn't like it because I was one of those people who said he was soft. I'm biting my words. He's not. So
Yeah.
right now you prove me wrong, but at this point, the only thing I'm really missing is Dante.
Yeah.
Julius, have a good life in Minnesota.
I can
Right.
see
That's
I can see it be I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carla.
no, you're fine. You're fine. No, I was just gonna say that's what I'm saying. I'm like Julius. Maybe he was the problem here because look how we are now.
Yeah.
Not the problem.
Yeah, and it sucks to say it, right?
Right.
Because of everything that both Nikki and Carla said when Julius Randle came to us, that's when Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving said no, right? That's
Mhm.
when everybody thought we was going to get Zion Williamson, and then we got egg on our face. And then Julius Randle came, and then RJ Barrett, I'm going to throw his name in there, Emmanuel Quickly. Those guys were a part of the team that went back to the postseason. Those
Mhm.
guys were a part of the team that went back to the postseason, back-to-back seasons, right? I understand the roller coaster, the up and downs with both Julius Randle, RJ Barrett. I get that. But we don't get to where we're at right now
Mhm.
as a team without Julius Randle and RJ Barrett being the guys laying the groundwork first, turning us around from mediocrity. Leon Rose gets the most credit for it, but Leon Rose specifically turning us around and not panicking and making that trade for Paul George that would have cost us all those first round picks, would have cost
Mhm.
us all that money. And then boom, look, his knee is shot. Listen, he's 34 years old. Not everybody is going to be LeBron James that's going to be playing at the level that they're playing at 38, at 39 years old. Father
Mhm.
time catches up to people. James Harden, an amazing player. He's doing amazing out there with the Clippers. He's not the same player that he once was. Same thing with Russell Westbrook and same thing with other people. And I know who was it? Doc Rivers' son, right? Austin
Yeah.
Rivers was on a podcast talking about Cat, about how Cat is the most gifted and talented big man in the league, more skill than Joker, right? And everybody, when he first said that, laughed it off like, what is he talking about? Looking at what Karl Anthony Towns has done so far with the New York Knicks, like I said, he's averaging a career high. I'm gonna bring up his stats real quick. Averaging a career high 26.8 points per game, right? Averaging a career high 55% from the field, over 50% from the three-point line. Karl Anthony Towns is having, like Nikki brought up, an argument for an MVP. Will he get it? No. Will he be in the conversation? He may be in the conversation. But before that said, when you look at it, I am happy that the trade happened. I do miss Dante. I agree with both you guys that I can see a scenario in the future where Dante DiVincenzo comes back, right, to the Knicks, join the band. I'm not sure about Isaiah Hartenstein. It's more realistic for me. Dante comes back than it is for iHeart. iHeart, he got his bag. He's making $30 million. Congratulations to Isaiah Hartenstein. I would have took that money. I don't care how much I like Tom Thibodeau. I'm taking $30 million. I think anybody would have done that. He's making more money per season right now than Jalen Brunson is per season until next year, right? So shout out to iHeart. With all that being said, I'm just so happy to be a Knicks fan. I don't know what else to say. I'm lost for words.
Me too. I love it here.
I'm lost for words.
Off, but I love being a Knicks fan.
I remember there were times when you would walk out the house wearing Knick gear and you would feel shame because people would make fun. I used to be that guy to show up to work when I worked as an EMT with my Knick hat on, and people made fun of me because I was a Knicks fan. Now I'm walking outside with my Knick chancletas. I'm walking outside with my Knick robe, my onesie.
Everything is Knicks, right?
Knicks. Everything. I want to shout out Ally State of Mind, who just said, can we give a shout out to the Knicks Sky fans? It's becoming a movement. Absolutely. If you're not on Blue Sky, I'm going to shame you. Karla, you better get on Blue Sky. If you're not on Blue Sky, I'm going to shame you all. Shout out to y'all and shout out to everybody. Shout out to Ally State of Mind, putting together the follow train and getting everybody acquainted. And, I just want to thank you ladies as well. I know we put this together very last minute. Shout out to Bully. Shout out to Blood of the Panther as well, helping us behind the scenes. But I just got to say, the two of you guys are amazing. You guys are great when it comes to talking to New York Knicks. You guys already kill it with the NYK Lady Gang hosting spaces. So I'll throw it over to you guys. For those of you guys in the chat that aren't familiar with both Karla and Nikki, this is their time to let you know where you can find them. Check the description. Their Twitter's in the description. I'll put the Blue Skies and every other platform in the description going forward. But Karla, go ahead. Nikki, go ahead as well. We'll get ready to wrap things up. Again, over 50 people in the building. Smack the like button. We're on 40 likes, so there's 12 people in the building that's too lazy to hit the like button. Shame on you. Go ahead.
Hit those likes. Damn. Why is it so hard to hit them likes? Nikki, you want to go? This is your part.
So
I love when you do
NYK Lady Gang on Knicks Twitter. We do run our spaces starting back in December. We'll be back doing the post-game spaces, mostly ran by ladies, but again, everybody's welcome to talk. We also have the Queens of the Garden community on Twitter as well, which is just solely for the ladies to communicate, share any content creation that any ladies are doing. Again, we're looking for more female voices in these spaces. I know Hector wouldn't mind having some ladies up here along with us talking, and even us in our spaces. So just look for us. We're going to have more spaces coming out and even some events coming up as well. And you'll find us on Twitter.
Yes, guys, make sure you follow our NYK Lady Gang page on Twitter. It's mainly always me tweeting. I be doing the live tweeting. I used to do a lot on but now I do it on our page, so you can see me whenever there's a game. If it's not a late game, because I'm not gonna be awake. But it's Lady Gang consists of me, Nikki, and our homegirl Naima. She's in the chat. I know she's seen us. We love you. Go follow us. It's a good vibe over here, okay? Listen, just the same conversation like this, the three of us we have it in our spaces. It's just chill. Everybody's respectful. Even if we mad at the team because of a loss, we're not shitting our team like that. We're not sitting here yelling, pulling our friends. You hear me? I love this team that I'm like, they're like my friends. We're not sitting there calling them, name calling them, all right? We just want to vibe. We get it. We love the same team. The same team hurts us, makes them love them. Like, we go through some emotions together. So let's just be adults and let's be able to have a conversation with each other. So follow us. Like Nikki said, we'll be on the lookout. We definitely have an event we want to put out soon. We do giveaways too whenever we do go to a game. So go follow us. Hit those like buttons as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to my guy Blood of the Panther with the $5 super chat helping us out. Subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell and the reactions. Shout out to my guy Blood of the Panther. shout out to everybody who was in the building joining us on Twitter. If this is your first time on the channel, I definitely appreciate you guys. We are at 4,457 subscribers, so on our way to 5K. That's the goal. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and next week there's some games that are going on with the Knicks next week. So we'll do like our next show will be a pregame show. You'll get the notification on Twitter. I'll post it in the community tab on the channel, so you guys would be on the lookout. But like my guy Blood said, hit the notification bell and you will get notified for our Yankee show, for our Knicks show, for the pop-up show that comes up on Fridays, and for our Jet show that comes up on every Wednesday. But until next time, I'm your guy Hector. Oh, this is what I do at the end of the Yankee show, if you guys didn't know. I'm Hector.
I'm Skills Karla. Oh, this way.
I'm Nikki.
And this is Knicks and Fuego. We will see you guys next time. And until next time, drink your water, say something positive about yourself, and don't be mean to people, okay? We try to be nice, positive vibes. Deuces.
Positive vibes.
Dá presente, hoje saço.
Putaria, sanungueo.
Is out in the night, paying it for it and it don't matter the price. Boom boom more than out here moving so right. Get shaken tonight, dama todo rulay. If you know me, then you know that I would never deny. That's right. Tengo mi terio and I will show you tonight. So the putaria has my future so bright, bringing it to the light. Un foqueo rulay. I said this tape is not for ignorant babosos. Steady rep that 718. Melting pot that done made me famoso. That's from New York City, el verdadero sancocho. Invoco al un vale yo. Me monto y me da la hinchazón. Spitting out, keeping